You ever hear about Lake Lanier and wonder what happened to the people who lived there before it flooded? Let me just tell you what went down. Oscarville, Georgia, a thriving black community, right? Landowners, business owners, people building generational wealth. Then in 1912, white mobs came through there, burning homes, lynching people, forcing families out at gunpoint. You know what happened next? The land didn't just sit empty, stolen. Now imagine you're a kid, right? And your parents wake you up in the middle of the night saying, we have to leave now, right? You grab what you can and never come back. It's exactly what happened to them families at Oscarville. Some ran to Atlanta, some stayed close, some in Gainesville, Hall County, but they weren't safe anywhere. And really, a lot of them, they kept moving. Memphis, Birmingham, Charlotte, Jacksonville. Some made it all the way north to Chicago, Detroit, Philly, New York, because the South made it very clear you're not welcome here. And guess what? They had to start over with nothing. No land, no inheritance, no generational wealth, just trauma and survival. And before y'all try to say, well, maybe they didn't own the land. They had deeds. They were landowners, bro. Like, come on. The Bagley family, their land was taken. The Stricklands, the Johnsons, the Williamses, gone. Right? They were black families who built something real in a time where it was damn near impossible, and then it had it ripped away from them. So if you ever wonder why so many black families don't have land possessed down from generations like white families do, this is why. Because every time black people built something, America found a way to steal it. Right off them. But let's do some quick math. Let's just talk about how much they lost. So since people love to ask how much is really owed, you're right, like it's our job to come up with the number and not them. So in 1912, the land in Forsyth County was going for around $5 an acre. Fast forward to today, the same land sells for around $500K an acre. And if it's lakefront, we're talking about over $1 million an acre. And these families weren't renting. They own hundreds, thousands of acres. So this means that we're talking billions of dollars in stolen generational wealth over time. And guess who got rich off of it? Not the black families who were chased out, of course. Not the black families who were chased out, of course, right? Not their kids either, or their grandkids. No, the people who took the land, right? The county let that happen. The government that flooded it over let that happen. And before you start talking about but I didn't do it, excuses, shut that up. This isn't about you, okay? It's about what's right. The United States has paid reparations before, and native tribes, they got their land back, okay? And there's some people who didn't get their land back. Like if you lost a house in Japanese internment, they didn't pay you for that. They should pay you for that. And there's so many people to get addressed. Y'all got to understand that this is about economic justice, period, for all ethnic groups. Y'all hatred of black people just gets y'all so lost that you can't even see that when you get robbed. And here's the thing, right? Even white slave owners got reparations when slavery ended. And you think the slaves don't deserve the number? Like, come on. Don't tell me reparations are impossible when they are. And they have been reserved for everybody except black people. I feel like I've seen that process play out so often, right? But regardless of this, here's how reparations need to look like for Oscarville. So it looks like direct cash payments to families of that land. It looks like giving any of the remaining land that is not flooded or was not flooded back. It looks like funding black ownership and businesses in Georgia. And more importantly, it's making a public acknowledgement, an official recognition that this was a crime and that this land was stolen and that the families of Oscarville were robbed of their futures. Okay, and you ever wonder why you never heard about this in school? Why every time we talk about reparations, people act confused? Because they don't want you knowing this because you're black. Right? They buried the history, literally, and they got away with it because people just stopped talking about it. But now you know. Share this. Like this, comment this, talk about it, because the silence is how they got away with it in the first place. Oscarville deserved better. It's just time to make it right.